Have you ever heard of a planet going in opposition to Earth? It sounds pretty bad. It sounds like it's about to fight us. But it's not all that bad, and it actually can send us some amazing energies. So stay tuned, and I'm going to tell you all about opposition. That's right. Opposition is when a planet is kind of like at 180 degrees from the sun. So it's one of those, it's kind of like if you're looking at the sun, like at the sunset, it's one of those, if you look 180 degree difference, it's one of those, it's going to be lit up differently. And I will tell you, it's kind of a great time to kind of get some amazing look at some of the planets, because if you're looking into the sunset like you are blinded by the light, you can't see anything. But if you're looking at with it and the sun is at your back and you're looking at the sunset from the other direction, you are going to be able to see some amazing planets. And those are usually really pushing some amazing energy at us because they're getting so much more energy from the sun because they're in opposition. And so one of the things is kind of really check like what planet is in opposition. And I will say it's not very often. It's one of those, Mars is hardly ever in opposition. It's only maybe once every 2 or 3 years that it's in opposition because of our racing around the world kind of thing. But I will tell you, kind of one of the fun things is when you find that a planet is going to be in opposition, it's kind of an interesting have that energy come at you full force, and kind of like, what is that energy? What is the energy that planet is sending us? So I will tell you, we have a couple more oppositions coming up between now and the end of 2023. So probably the first one is we have on August 27th, we have Saturn in opposition, meaning if you look at the sun at sunset and you look 180 degrees difference, so kind of where the sun rises, you may get a glimpse of Saturn. And Saturn has that stable energy of kind of like the foundation. What are we setting in foundation? What are the infrastructure that we're putting in place? Now, because Saturn is in opposition, it's going to be kind of setting things up a little bit differently, because it's going to be pushing that energy of like, what changes do I want to make? Where do I want to change my foundation? Where do I want to change my anchor to point in this world? So that's kind of like, interesting. And it's in the constellation of Aquarius. So that is going to be kind of really pushing us some kind of like that, making changes, that rebellion energy. So where is that rebellion energy in us that wants to make changes to our foundation, our setup, our routine? Where are those changes coming in? And I guarantee you, a few days before and a few days after, you're going to be feeling that opposition with Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now, I will tell you, the next big opposition is going to be September 19th. We have Neptune in opposition, and Neptune is going to be kind of really pushing some really interesting dreams. And like I said, it's not just that day, but it's kind of like a few days before, through that day, all the way past. And so because Neptune is in the sign of Pisces, Neptune is our planet of dreams, illusions, delusion. What do we kind of dream about? Where do we want to go in our dreams? What do we want to kind of our dream world? What would we like to make up? And it's in the sign of Pisces. Is all about that flow, the fish energy of just kind of like, where do we want to flow? Or it can also bring in that opposition, because a lot of people say Pisces has 2 faces or 2 energies, and it's usually 2 things in opposition. So it's going to be upping that energy. And so I guarantee people are going to be feeling that energy of like, what do we want to change? What do we want to do differently? How do we want to change it? And it's one of those that could bring in a lot of dreams if you really have some set core, like, yes, this is what I want to bring in. This is how I want my life to go. This is going to be one of those like, yes, we've got this. But at the same time, if you're not sure what you want in your life and you're kind of like, I'm not sure where I want to go, you could get some dreams that are kind of like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know why I want to go this direction. And kind of bringing in that opposition energy of kind of like, where do I want to go? Or I wish I had a dream. I wish I had some intentions of where I want to go in my life. So it could bring up good or not so great energy of like, if you don't know where you're going to go. Now, our third one that we're going into is on November 3rd, we have Jupiter in opposition. Now, Jupiter's energy, even if it's in retrograde, is going to be usually very positive. Jupiter is our planet of abundance, grace, manifestation, money, all of those, like, yes, good luck, let's bring it on. And it's actually in the constellation of Aries, so that's just going to amp it up even more. Even though it's a little bit still in retrograde right now, it is still going to be amping up that energy and asking us, like, where do we want to fire up that good luck? Where do we want to put that energy? Where do we want to put that ambition into? Where is it that we want to put that energy of Jupiter into? This is going to be like, interesting. And this one, I will tell you, because Jupiter is so far out, this is one where you're going to feel it kind of all over the world. You're going to feel people kind of like putting their good luck. I'm throwing my hat into the ring. I'm doing this, or I'm changing this, or I'm modifying this. You're going to feel that, like I said, not just on that day, but before and after. You're going to feel that energy of like, what do I want to do? Where do I want to bring this energy? Kind of like wishing upon a star. What do you want to bring in for us? The last opposition that we have for 2023 is November 14th, and we have Uranus in opposition. And Uranus's energy is that crazy kind of hippy-dippy, go with the flow, kind of like, where do I want to go? Kind of like, if there's opposition here, I want to move to the other direction. I want to find this easy flow of energy. And I guarantee you, Uranus will kind of be in that kind of like energy of like, where do I want to go? What do I want to make changes in? Because it's always asking us, let's make a change. Let's go this way. Let's go that way. So it's going to be bringing in a lot of change energy. And sometimes we're ready for that, and sometimes we're totally not ready for that. But I guarantee you, if you have this ahead of time, putting these dates on your calendar and kind of realizing what's coming up, I would say a good 4 or 5 days before to a 4 or 5 days after, and really that apex of it, that date of it, is going to be bringing in some amazing energy with these oppositions that we have with our sun, earth, and the planets. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.